Hi guys, it's Crystal
And it's Dwayne.
and we are Dcmoungapuia, and today we're just going to be talking about our sports and I guess like experience in the fitness area. So the first question is, what sports have you played?
Me, just everything, really. Obviously, touch and rugby is the main ones, but any sport, anything that gets me moving is what I would like to play. So, yeah.
Yeah, same, just like touch, tag, now tackle rugby, going into that. And we played a bit of netball together with the family as well. But yeah, really anything that gets us moving, that's a interesting team sport, we'll play. But yeah, touch is the main thing. How long have you played, touch for, I guess?
Since I was young, maybe I think 12 or 10, started playing. Yeah, so since I would say 10, yeah, 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same. We didn't know each other back then, but yeah, been playing touch for a long time because my dad played touch everywhere with Fijians, Sri Lankans, Samoans. Everywhere that there's touch, you'll find him. And I was the little kid running along, playing on the side as well. And I think one of the questions is, why did you start coaching so last year? Well, you can talk about it. Like,
Yeah, so last year, obviously, I took up a coaching gig. Um, no real reason why I started. It's kind of just it just happened. It's not something that I always wanted to do. It's just I just kind of got pushed in that area of coaching, which was good. I think it was a good experience. It is real like time consuming. So like if you're a type of guy that is already a busy schedule, then coaching is probably maybe a bit much. Yeah, like last year was a bit much for me. Although I enjoyed the process, it's still like long.
there's a lot
It's,
of things that you have
yeah,
to do as a
a
coach.
lot of but there are no regrets in doing that. It was exciting, it was fun, kind of sparked something up. But looking long term, hopefully I don't know what it looks like for me. Coaching, it's obviously not the first thing I'd want to be doing full time. But it's definitely in the books. But yeah, it's my first kind of year coaching last year in the league space. So
Like for a long period of time, because you've
yeah,
done coaching for touch before,
yeah, here and there,
but just for small tournaments,
yeah,
say.
just little ones. Like I said, it's not like yeah, you kind of gotta have a passion, for it. But I got like I just kind of got pushed in that area, and I was just present when it mattered. So then I just did it. So
And what was your goals for the, like, once you became the coach and you accepted that role? What was your aim at the start, and did that change at some point?
I think just trying to get through it week by week. Didn't have a goal.
But I mean, for the team, like not
For the team.
personally, yeah.
Obviously, it was to win the comp. That was part of the reasons why I wanted to take up that coaching gig for the team, and just to be involved in players' lives a bit more, kind of have a input. Um, just just from my own experiences, and hopefully whatever they go through outside footy, that I could be of service. So yeah, real basic. Like I don't dive too deep into stuff like that. Just if it's present at that moment, then I'll do it. But yeah, it's not something I planned. It's never something I planned.
I think I remember you mentioning how it, like at the start of the year, that you wanted to just like build a bond, like like a brotherhood, like between the guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and the
I knew
team.
most of them already.
Mm.
Some old guys that I had known for a very long time that I got to reconnect, and I think you find that when you coach, it's not something you write down.
Mm.
You build that connection or that brotherhood when you start to do the job week in, week out. That's when you start to see, oh, I can do this or I can do that, or we can do this better, we can do that better.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not the type to sit down and plan out a year of coaching and what we should do. It's like what's present at that very moment, I will do.
Yeah, and take it as it comes.
Yep.
And just readjust as the season goes on, eh? Because that's when I think, when you see really what you need to do with the team is once they get out on that field and actually apply the training. And then you start to see like, oh, we need to work on this, we need to work on that.
Yeah.
What is a pro and a con about coaching?
So the pros is obviously meeting new people, upskilling yourself, so being confident to take care of a group. I think those are the biggest pros in coaching, and being able to be in that league space where you see familiar faces, or you have some sort of control, because you know, being like a head coach, you have a sense of responsibility to, that you take upon your shoulders, and you feel like, hey, whatever decision I make is obviously it's all from what I've wrote down or whatever I planned out. It all falls back on you, so which is a good thing, because it gives you accountability. But the cons, like I said, cons will be like time consuming. Like, yeah, you give up a lot of your time for others, especially if you have a family and that, and like, yeah, if you're in a relationship and stuff like that, and you've already got other commitments, like everywhere else. It's
It can take a lot of time.
it can take a lot of time. So it's kind of just finding balance in it. And yeah, that's probably the only con for me.
Yeah. I think like even if it's not your time, but you're still thinking about it, even when you're not there physically.
Yeah, that's the only con. I don't have much cons. Like, yeah, I think anything like in terms of like our playing, and if we win or lose, like I just see those as lessons. A win is a lesson, a loss is a lesson. So it's not really a con.
Yeah, and I think that it was a really good year as well, like just investing in people and getting out into the community, because we've been busy with like church ministry for a long time. So then stepping out into the community and helping people, volunteering your time that way, I think is really fulfilling as well. And it was good. It's good to be back into the rugby scene, and now we're going into season 2, season 2 of the rugby. And I'm joining the women's team. We're starting the Panther women, so that's been interesting. Still in the pre-season, so everything's kind of like still settling in. I don't think anything is like solidified yet, but it's been good gathering girls and trying to teach the basics of rugby. So I'm still learning, but I still kind of know, because of touch and tag, it's all kind of like the same thing, slightly different rules. One of the questions I put on here is, what do you think is missing from the rugby, or in the rugby community, and how do we fix it?
What's missing? I don't know. I think just being more hands-on with clubs and players. So like, it's maybe from looking at in Melbourne, our top tier, or where players want to be is the Storm. So, you know, with them opening up like their different pathways now, I guess that's them acting upon that hands-on more, being more involved in clubs and communities. But in saying that, we are an AFL state, so with Storm being the only pinnacle for us, it's kind of hard to put all that on them.
On one club.
Yeah. If we had multiple clubs in a top tier teams, then it would be much easier. But it's just not the case. But I think being more hands on. So like, even like other things that are going around, like little, I wouldn't say little, but like even Iron Armour, like those types of academies for up and coming players that want to take their levels or their skills to the next level. Those are good places to go to.
Yeah, like having more places or things
like them. So obviously Iron Armour is going around, and also Conquest is also been going around for a while now. I remember them back in school. So I think like with those two being the big names at the moment, it's I think that's a great thing, what they're doing. Obviously they're identifying players in Melbourne, or especially in Victoria, that want to take their athleticism to the next level. Those are the places to go to. Like those guys, especially in the rugby space. That's real good. I think. I think more of them in the community, which I think they are doing at the moment. So check them out. Yeah, 'cause they're good. They're good.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing as well. I think also like just I would say like there's a lot of like politics between like rugby clubs and players and things like that. Maybe changing like that type of culture to just being about the game. Like, I think like mental health is like a huge thing for players, and that like we had the Hayden Butler Foundation come down and speak to the boys, our seniors, about that, and they go to different clubs as well, speaking and sharing about mental health awareness, which I think is a huge thing, because a lot of the pressure that they're feeling, I think they were saying it was between like the teen years to the top level. It's like there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders. And I think it's important to acknowledge that weight and see what we can do to lighten that load, or just letting players know that they can share with someone or speak to someone. I know that saying is, it's not weak to speak, or it ain't weak to speak, something like that. We did like a little video about mental health awareness, just to talk. It was like just to check in before you check out. That's what it was. And that was really good. It had a lot of good impact and feedback from players. I think it's just that, like, and having good like on field, like love for the game, but love for each other as well, like respecting each other and not going out there just to injure players, because we all want to go home at the end of the day. We all want to go home and not, have a broken collarbone or a neck or leg or whatever it is.
But those things still happen.
Yeah, they happen,
but the intention behind it needs to change. You shouldn't be going out having those types of intentions, but you should still be having a competitive mindset. Yeah,
like being passionate about the game and still playing hard. But I think also being mindful of those things as well. Yeah. That so help him up.
We're not saying like, go out there and, it's
just give soft tackles.
Yeah, you still gotta play. You still gotta play hard.
Yeah.
Like you're there for your team, and you're versing an opposition, and you always want to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
but within good sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's the word. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
That's what I was
gotta
trying to
make it
get at.
sound like that, not like rugby's never about that. It was like, yeah, we're gonna beat that team.
Yeah, you got to
Doesn't
be
matter.
competitive and have that competitive edge, like not give up. But yeah, good sportsmanship. That's the correct word. Um, I think I have another question. Is like, why do you like rugby? Like that sport specifically. Why do you like to watch rugby? What's so good about it?
I don't know. It's just something that I've watched. When you watch things over and over, you just tend to like it more. That's why. I know players well. I've seen the game live. Know players that are in there. So, what's there not to like about rugby if that's all you've ever watched? Yeah.
So you just like it just because that's something that you grew up with and you've seen over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably same. Yeah, we just like any sport really, competitive sport. But obviously we understand rugby more, so that's the thing that we watch. I guess like I would ask you, like, how would you deal with your like mental health awareness in sport?
Don't think about things too much.
Dwelling on it, thinking about it over and over again.
You're there to play rugby. If you're going through things, there's always places where you can go to, and you always have teammates. It's not bad to speak up and kind of pull them aside and say, hey, look, I'm going through a bit of stuff and stuff like that. There's no harm in doing that. So, but I think just being present, turning up to trainings and game days, it helps mentally. You're just surrounded, keeps you occupied, you're surrounded by other people, and you start to feel like, oh, I matter. Yeah.
And then working on that, like distracting yourself, like putting yourself in good places, good company. Yeah. I mean, like for us, like that's like God is that like person that we turn to, or like other people who believe the same thing as us. Like I would ask advice from someone that I know, or someone that cares about me, a mentor, someone that I look up to, or I'd pray. And for other people, that can be going out and going to a quiet place, having time to think, having time to breathe, but not too much alone time. Like you were saying, just move forward, get out there, meet people, be active. Exercise is one of the like greatest things to help you de-stress and relax. Like, it actively works against depression. If you're up, you're active, you're out there doing good things and good company, not just keeping busy and stressing yourself, I think it helps. In a huge way. And how do you incorporate your relationship with God into sports or coaching?
I guess just like prayer is probably the biggest thing. Praying before you go into your games and even after your games, or just doing that in front of people. It just gives you accountability, and people know where you stand. And like, everyone does it, like, and they do it because they kind of know who they are. They know their identity in Christ, obviously, and they're not ashamed to do it out there outside the church. So if you're a Christian, or you believe in God and you have a relationship with Jesus, then there's no harm in showing it out there on the rugby field. Whether you say a prayer, or whether you just share with your teammates, or I don't know, have a tattoo or have a wristband. A lot of players write on their wristbands scriptures and stuff
or
like
like
that.
the tape.
So obviously those guys aren't ashamed. So that's how you can incorporate, what you believe in out there on the field, without too much, criticism or politics that people throw at you.
Mm.
Smart ways to do it. Writing on your wristbands and just being bold, courageous to step out and speak in front of them. And I think if you do that, people respect that. So
Yeah, I think so too. Like just what is it? The tape. Writing on the tape, I think, is huge. Like a lot of people write Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and that's like a reminder while they're playing. Or some people write, people's names on there. But I think if you're a Christian, writing scriptures or the cross on your leg, on your arm, on your headgear. Can be a huge thing to help share the gospel with people around you. And do you have any tips for coaching in touch or rugby or any coaching, I guess, netball?
I think just being confident is a big thing. You got to be confident. I guess you just need to have minimal knowledge of whatever sport you're going in. You don't have to have everything down because you learn that as you go.
Yeah.
But you got to know something going into coaching and just relating more to players, but making sure that it doesn't turn out to be because you can, what's an example, you can get feedback from your players, and just take that all in, but then sometimes it can consume you too much to a point where it's just it's not about what you think is right for the team, it's just player input. You have to still have a stern side to you. I take a lot of input from the players because I didn't know much about league in terms of how I should coach it or how I should run the trainings or how I should do the drills. Didn't really have much knowledge. I just kind of learned as I went, or I knew real basic stuff. Obviously, and the players were a big part of my learning curve last year. I also made sure that I still had a stern side to me where I still had to put my foot down in certain areas, and that's coaching. That's at the end of the day, you're the one appointed to be the coach, no one else but you. So find that balance. I don't always turn down players' input. I just take in what they say, and if I see it fits the team, then I use it. If I see it doesn't, then I just leave it to the side. That's pretty simple, easy tip for most. But being committed, you got to be committed if you're going to be a coach. Those are my tips, guys. I gave my tips in the last slide.
My tips, really?
Oh, you're not even a coach. How can you give coaching tips if you're not a coach?
So, tip number 1. No, I was just going to agree with what you said about the being confident in your opinion as a coach, and that you take on that responsibility. If you made the wrong decision, you made the wrong decision, but if it's right, then it's right. I think also what I learned when we played netball in that last few months, I was new to the sport, so I knew nothing about it. So if you're entering into something new, just learn as much as you can. I was watching videos about the rules of netball every day, and then I was actively practicing how to catch, how to throw, how to stop, because you can't run with the ball like you do in rugby and touch. Learning all of that was new to me. I was accidentally bumping people because I was running so fast and not being able to stop. So I learned a lot. And by the end of this season, I felt like I improved. Do you think I improved?
Yeah, I guess.
I think I improved a lot, actually. From knowing nothing to then we actually won a game. It was good fun to join with the family and getting involved in sport, because that was right after the rugby season had ended. We entered into playing netball, and that was fun. yeah, might do it again. We'll see how we go. We still play for fun, but that's about it. And then what is our personal goals for the year? So I'll answer first, and then so my personal fitness goal for the year, it changes all the time. Obviously, I want to lose weight. I want to get down to 75 kilos. I am currently at 92. And I want to do the high rocks thingy. I want to end goal. And obviously win the women's Panthers rugby this year. Yeah, lose weight, do the high rocks thingo, and win the grand final. What's yours?
My one is just to stay in shape, drop a few kilos. I like the 90 or just above 90, and then build up from there. Like sitting at 103, not too bad. Like 118 or 120 has been my highest. So
I can't believe you even got that big, to be honest. 120.
Yeah, like maybe drop into 90 and just I feel better there. Don't have knee pains as much. Yeah, that's my main fitness goal. Yeah, I don't like to have too much, because when you put too much goals and you don't meet it, it's just so what's the point? If it happens, it happens. If by the end of the year I have more goals accomplished than I thought, then I can say it. But I don't like to blow my trumpets too early.
We're like opposite.
Yeah, I don't like to blow it too early.
I blow all the trumpets, and he just waits and builds it up. But yeah, I think that's it. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for joining, and if you want us to speak about anything specific, let us know in the comments. Do you have anything else to say? No, said it all. Alright, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for the support. Like, comment, share, and we'll see you guys later.
Alright, see you later. Peace.